Hey, what's going on everybody? Dallas here with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another fragrance review. This time we're going to be looking at a fragrance from Prada. I actually haven't reviewed any Prada fragrances on my channel, so I'm going to go ahead and change that now. The one we're taking a look at today is Prada 𝗦𝗢𝗔𝗟 Intense. So I'm back with a sample. Don't have a bottle of this one yet, but I do plan on picking this one up because I really like it. So let's go and jump into the review. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I think about it, how it smells, how it performs, when you can wear it, and things like that. So with that being said, let's go and jump into it. So right when I spray this fragrance on, I get an earthy patchouli. That's one of the first things I noticed when I sprayed it for the first time, was this very earthy patchouli. I get some amber and I get some myrrh as well. The amber gives it a nice warm and almost sticky type of smell, and the myrrh gives it like a sweet, slightly powdery scent as well. Again, all that mixes with the patchouli, which gives it like a green, earthy smell. After it starts to settle down on my skin, it softens up a little bit, it sweetens up a little bit. The patchouli is still there, not quite as prominent though, at least not that earthiness that I got right in the opening. It starts to settle down. I start to get some vanilla that starts to come in, and again, that just warms it up and it mixes together really well with the vanilla and with the myrrh. It's very interesting because Prada is generally known for soapy fragrances, and even though this has notes like amber, vanilla, myrrh, patchouli, it has a little bit of a soapy smell to it, which is weird. You wouldn't think that it would, again, like I said, with those notes, but it's odd because it does have a little bit of a soapiness to it, mixing with some sweeter notes as well. So it's a very interesting mixture of notes. It's definitely very unique. It's not typically what you would smell in a lot of designer fragrances, but I do really like it a lot. It just comes across very mature, very dressy smelling. It doesn't really smell like something that you would wear casually, which I'll get into later. But that was one of the first things I noticed, again, was that it just comes across very mature and it smells like something that, you know, a mature guy would wear. So when could you wear Prada 𝗦𝗢𝗔𝗟 Intense? Definitely more of a cooler weather scent in my opinion, so fall and winter. It just has that very sweet type of scent profile to wear. Definitely more suited for the cooler weather. Fall, winter, and things like that. As far as daytime or nighttime, more of an evening scent in my opinion. It just has something about it to where when I smell it, I just think of wearing it in the evening in the cooler weather, like going out to dinner or, you know, something along those lines. It just has a very warm and, you know, classy type of smell to it. Because of that soapiness that it has though, I would say that this could be a decent signature scent that you could wear year round regardless of the season. Of course, in the summer you would want to limit your sprays, and if you're, you know, going to an office job, you could still wear it in the summer because you're going to be inside where it's going to be air conditioned. It's not like it's going to be getting out of control in the heat. I wouldn't recommend that you wear this in the blazing heat. So again, if you're going to be using it as a signature scent, it would definitely be one that in the summer you'd want to mostly be indoors when wearing it. Personally, overall, I really enjoy the scent. I like that it's something different. I don't really have anything else in my collection that smells like this. And, you know, that's something that's nice for me, especially at this point in my, you know, stage of collecting. I'm getting more into niche because there generally are a lot more fragrances that would interest me in that regard because they are different compared to what we're seeing released right now. And I'm not saying this is a new release because I know it's not. This came out in 2011. So this is nothing new. I'm sure you've heard about it by now, but for me personally, this is the first time that I've smelled it here recently, and I really enjoy it. So again, it's a breath of fresh air for me to be smelling a designer fragrance that, you know, is different. You know, this isn't like Prada 𝗏𝗏 where, you know, we're kind of getting that type of vibe in a lot of other places. This brings something new to the table, and I really enjoy it. So talking about what ages this is best for, in my opinion, maybe like 25 years and older. Like I said, it does have a mature type of scent profile about it. I mean, I'm still going to wear it because I like the scent and I'm not 25. But if I just had to put a number on it or kind of a general age, I would say maybe 25 and older, just because it has a little bit of a mature touch to it. So I want to talk about performance, but before we jump into performance, I want to tell you guys that this video is brought to you by my Facebook group. Yes, I'm sponsoring my own video with my own Facebook group. Why? Just because I can. Yes, I'm paying myself to promote my own Facebook group. But I do have a Facebook group. Some of you are already in it, which is great, but there are a lot of people who may not know about it, so I'm going to have it linked down below. Go check it out if you have a Facebook. We do splits, we do discussions, a whole bunch of stuff we do in that group. It's a really fun group. There isn't too much drama because it is relatively small right now. So again, highly recommend you go check out my Facebook group if you haven't done it yet. link down below. Everyone go join it right now if you have a Facebook. That would be awesome because I think you guys would like it. So back to the review, let's go ahead and touch on performance. So performance on my skin is very good, which is to be somewhat expected because it does have some heavier, sweeter notes. Longevity, I get about 8 hours or so, sometimes a little bit less, just kind of depending, but definitely enough to get me through the day. Projection though, on the other hand, sits a little bit closer to the skin, but that's not really a huge deal for me. It's a little bit more of a softer scent overall, and I actually like that it does sit a little bit closer to the skin because that almost makes it even better for the office. Typically when you wear something to work, you don't want it to be pushing out too much because you're going to be annoying people. But like I said, this one, longevity is very good, and performance, for some it may not project enough and some may want it to project more, but again, for me personally, I'm fine that it sits closer to the skin because that just makes it easier to wear. In situations where you may be closer to people, this already has like a soft and powdery scent profile about it, to where, you know, the fact that it projects softly isn't a huge issue for me. When people do catch whiffs of it in the air, they're going to like it. So how would this do with compliments? I think this would do great. Personally, haven't gotten very many myself, although I haven't been wearing it too awfully much, but I do think it would do okay. I don't think this is going to be something like, for example, Prada Homme that we mentioned earlier, that's going to be getting you tons of compliments, but I don't think that this isn't going to get you any. I would say it's probably going to be about right in the middle. Like I said, it smells nice. It has a little bit of a soapy quality with it, again, mixing with some sweeter aspects. So it's a nice mix of, you know, scents, and that a lot of people are going to like. So overall compliments, I think it will do well for you in that regard, especially if you're wearing it to work every day, or if you are using it as your signature scent. I think it's going to do really well for you. So touching on price really quickly here, prices are kind of all over the place. From what I've seen online, I've seen them anywhere from like $60 or $70 up to $80 or $90. Again, that's depending on the bottle size and where you're actually purchasing it from. So again, it's going to be kind of all over the place. I would recommend you just check a whole bunch of different places, Fragrance Net, Fragrance X, Max Aroma, even eBay. I would just keep an eye out on all of those, and then of course also on the Facebook groups as well, because I'm sure bottles are going to pop up. Would I pay retail for it? I don't know if I like it that much to where I'd pay retail for it, but just as kind of a general thing, I don't really pay retail for fragrances ever anyway, so that's not like a knock against this, me saying that I wouldn't pay retail for it. There's a lot of fragrances that I would not pay retail for. In fact, most of the ones that I have, probably wouldn't buy them at retail. I just don't like doing that. But if I had no choice, if I couldn't find it discounted anywhere, then maybe I would. But like I said, I'm sure you will be able to find a good deal pop up somewhere. So guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. That is my review on Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense. Again, this is going to be bottle worthy for me at some point, you know, like I said, once I get a good deal on it, because I really like the scent. I think it smells great. It's a soapy, it's got a little bit of a soapy clean smell, with some sweet supporting notes as well. So really what it is it makes it a great slightly soapy fragrance for the colder weather. So that really works out good. I'm going to be wearing what I have left here, the sample, whenever I really feel like it. Like I said, at some point I probably will pick up a bottle because this smells fantastic. So if you guys have tried Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense, let me know what you think of it down below. And one other thing, I have a little bit of an announcement. I've mentioned this before on the community tab on my channel, but I'm going to be releasing a course on how to decant fragrances very soon. So I'm sure most of you are aware, but I have an eBay store where I sell decants of my own personal bottles on there, and that's kind of what I do. And that's what has allowed me to build my collection to where it is now in such a quick amount of time. And it's funny because around this time last year, I had no niche fragrances at all. And now, like a year later, the majority of my collection is niche. So I've been able to build it up pretty quickly within that amount of time. And I'm going to be releasing a course on exactly how to do that. It'll be on my website, 𝗦𝗢𝗔𝗟.com. You can go check that out. That'll be linked down below. Like I said, the course isn't done yet. I'm still working on it, but it will be available here hopefully in a couple weeks. I got some ideas for some other courses as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Give me a chance.